This is What You Missed the week of July 20th through the 26th. I'm Ryan Winkfield. Please stop asking me if the curtain matches the carpet. A huge week in world politics as U.S. President Joe Biden announced he will not be running for re-election in November. It would be a noble end to his presidency if it didn't feel like Grandpa losing his driving privileges after crashing his car for the third time. After the announcement, many U.S. and world leaders voiced their support for Biden and praised his decision, although pretty much everyone agrees it would have been a better decision if he had made it 18 months ago. The Democratic Party is rallying behind Vice President Kamala Harris as Biden's likely replacement. As a multiracial woman with experience as a prosecutor, she is the natural enemy of a racist, sexist, convicted felon. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the U.S. Congress this week and called on unity in defense of Israel. Ironically, he said that to a partially empty room as dozens of U.S. lawmakers couldn't make it. After his address, Netanyahu traveled to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Donald Trump, mostly to ask him about advice for staying out of prison. Speaking of Trump, the director of the Secret Service has stepped down in the wake of the Donald Trump assassination attempt. So the only bullets that the Secret Service are willing to throw themselves in front of are the metaphorical ones. Across the pond, the new British Labour government has ended a conservative immigration plan that spent £700 million all to send 4 asylum seekers to Rwanda. It's the most money that's been wasted on Africa since the UK government fell for the Nigerian prince scam. Meanwhile, in the UK, King Charles's monarchy is getting a £45 million pay raise from taxpayers. Now, in his defense, the king has done a lot to earn that money. For starters, he was born, and almost as importantly, he hasn't died yet. There you go. The Crown is set to earn even more money after leasing seabed for offshore wind farms. The hope is that the wind farms will supply power to 20 million British homes, but it will be a devastating blow to the dancing chimney sweep industry. We need those wind farms fast. Monday was the hottest day ever recorded on the planet, beating the previous record, which was set on Sunday. Yeah, we're screwed, people. The city of Barcelona is battling emissions by increasing the tax for stopover cruise passengers who visit the city for less than 12 hours. The hope is to deter over-tourism, and if that doesn't work, their next idea to keep cruise passengers away is to put in more stairs. Cruise passengers are very fat. China is raising the retirement age by 5 years to deal with an aging population. So if you felt guilty about your clothes being made by children, don't worry. Now they're being made by senior citizens who aren't allowed to quit. An American contestant in a reality show filming in New Zealand has been disqualified after killing and eating an endangered bird. The worst part? The show they were on was the Great British Bake Off. Sharks off the coast of Brazil have tested positive for cocaine, which means we're probably getting a Jaws-themed spin-off movie of Cocaine Bear! And finally, the Olympic Games are off to a bit of a rough start. Hours before the opening ceremonies, there was a coordinated arson attack that disrupted French's rail network, affecting up to 1 million people over the weekend. Ironically, those hoping to watch the athletes perform might have to do their own physical effort just to get to the stadium. In the final days of the torch relay for the Olympics, Snoop Dogg served as one of the torchbearers, which means you just know he used it to light a joint. In fact, I expect a lot of athletes to fail drug tests just from the contact high of the opening ceremonies. I'll be back next week with more on the Olympics. See you then.